How to be a best man, the stag night. This is Wilf, and this is Alan. Wilf's getting married, and Alan's going to be his best man. We get stand-up comedian Dominic Holland and author of Best Man for Dummies, Dominic Bliss, to give them their top tips on how to plan a stag night.
The stag do, I mean, it's a rite of passage in any man's life. And you're the man who's got to organise it all, and you want it to go down in history as a great stag. But at the same time, you want the groom to survive it.
And the cliche is, what goes on tour stays on tour. Be aware that it doesn't. It'll get out.
You've got to sit down with the groom and decide who's coming. Will they enjoy it? Will they get on? Can they afford it? Once you've decided who's coming and you've invited them, then you've got to figure out what the day will involve or the weekend will involve. You'll know from the groom what all his friends are like, and you'll know how to gauge the situation. Getting everyone an email is a great way of coordinating all the arrangements so everyone knows what's going on, where they've got to be, and what equipment they need for the stag. Well, I think it's crucial that there's an element of teamwork in the activity, because otherwise the whole idea of a stag do is to build camaraderie between the different stags. Right. So even if it's something as simple as golf or five-a-side football or paintballing, you can have two teams where maybe the groom's in charge of one team and the best man's in charge of the other, and then there's a bit of rivalry, but there's also that team building element to it. Work up an appetite for an evening meal. And then, once you got to the evening meal, then the booze can start flowing. And then whatever happens after that, well, that depends on how liberal your groom is, really.
When you're going to dress up, as lots of stags do, you should be aware that only people in the party will find it remotely funny. Everyone else will think you're a bunch of arses. I always find it stag do's, there's lots of guys who are sort of on the periphery. Maybe the girl's brother doesn't really know the groom very well. He's thinking, I don't want to wear this stuff. I don't even know him. So be a bit sensitive. Okay, we're going to get as Borat stuff, but you can wear jeans and t-shirt if you want. Fair enough.
Whatever you do, the stag has got to stand out. It's got to be obvious who the stag is. You're going to need to change your clothes for the smarter elements of the stag, let's say.
It's going to go either way. You turn up into a bar dressed as stags, it can go either way. If the girls are intelligent, then they'll clear off. If they're a bunch of, you know what I mean, then you might get a portion. But then what else are you going to get? Hey, think about it these days, guys. Chlamydia.
Another ritual element of the stag party is playing practical jokes on the groom. He's going to expect it. It's up to you to make sure it doesn't go too far. You want to make sure if you do shave any body parts that it grows back in time for the wedding, and try and lay off the bruises too much.
So the stag do, I would say paramount is memorable, fun, and you probably could tell your girlfriend and future wife, because therefore it means you haven't got a skeleton that could rear its ugly head.